Lately, it feels like you can't look at the news in India without seeing another just deeply unsettling murder case. They've been sparking a ton of conversation and concern, and for good reason. So today, we're going to dive into what these cases might tell us about crime and justice right now.
Yeah, we all see the headlines, but we want to go a little deeper. We're asking, what do these crimes, with all their complexity and frankly brutality, what do they really reveal about the society we're living in? That's the big question we're going to try and unpack.
All right, so to really get a handle on this, we're going to look at a few specific, high-profile cases that have been all over the news. And as you'll see, they paint some pretty different and, honestly, pretty troubling pictures of what's going on.
Okay, let's kick things off in Delhi with the murder of a cab driver named Nitesh Khatri. Now, what's really wild about this one isn't just the crime itself, it's how unbelievably fast the police cracked the case.
I mean, just look at this. His body is found in the morning, police get on it, and by the afternoon, we're talking within just 2 hours, they have 2 suspects in custody. That is just lightning fast, by any standard.
So you're probably wondering, how on earth did they do it so quickly? Well, the investigation uncovered a story of revenge, a personal dispute. The suspects, both just 23, allegedly used Instagram to lure Nitesh to a park, and that's where they attacked him. So the key takeaway here is, this wasn't random at all. It was calculated, meticulously planned, and they even used social media to set the trap.
Okay, so that was Delhi. Now let's shift gears completely and head to Meerut, because this next case, well, it's a totally different animal. This one isn't about speed. It's about just a horrifying secret, a story of betrayal that all happened behind closed doors. Get this. The crime was actually committed back in March, but no one found out about it for months. It was a secret literally kept inside a family's home. A really grim reality hidden in plain sight.
15. Just the number 15. I want you to hold that number in your mind for just a second. It sounds completely random, right? But what it means in this case, it's truly chilling.
That is the number of pieces the victim, a man named Saurav Rajput, was allegedly cut into. He was murdered by his own wife and her lover. 15 pieces. I mean, that's a level of brutality that's hard to even wrap your head around.
And the cover-up was just as cold and calculated. As you can see, the remains were put in a blue drum, sealed with cement, and then just kept inside the house. And, this whole thing might have stayed a secret if it wasn't for a crucial witness, the victim's own young daughter. She's the one who eventually told her grandmother about the mysterious drum.
So let's just step back. You've got 2 completely different realities here. On one hand, a public crime born from a grudge, solved almost instantly. On the other, this private, domestic horror rooted in betrayal, hidden for months, and only brought to light by a child.
But here's the thing, these 2 cases, as different as they are, they're not just isolated tragedies. When you start to look across the country, you begin to see elements of both. That careful planning, the extreme brutality, popping up in what looks like a wider, more complex pattern.
For instance, over in Odisha, you can see echoes of the planning from that Delhi case. Police managed to track down suspects in the murder of a political leader by tracing their mobile phones. It just shows, again, how big a role technology plays in these modern investigations.
Then there's this case from Madhya Pradesh, and it is just gut-wrenching. A child was killed in front of his mother. But look what happened next. The accused was reportedly lynched by an angry mob. So here, the whole idea of justice becomes something raw, volatile, and taken completely outside the system.
And then, of course, there's the legal system itself. Down in Kerala, a death sentence for a rape and murder case was just overturned by the High Court. The reason? Not enough evidence. It's a stark reminder that even after an arrest is made, the path to a final judicial outcome is anything but certain.
So after looking at all these different events, what actually connects them? What's the common thread? Well, it seems to be this idea that justice can be incredibly swift, but at the same time, incredibly uncertain. So let's just break it down. The Delhi murder shows us how personal disputes can escalate with some really meticulous planning. In Meerut, we see the absolute horror of family betrayal leading to extreme brutality. And then, when we look at the other cases, this third theme comes into focus, the sheer unpredictability of what justice looks like in the end, from vigilante mobs to overturned convictions.
Ultimately, when you put it all together,
These cases paint a picture of the sheer complexity and severity of violent crime investigations across India today. There are no easy answers, no simple patterns here. And that really leaves us with a final, important question to think about. When a murder can be solved in 2 hours in one city, while in another, justice is delayed, or it's overturned, or it's even taken into the hands of a mob, what does all that mean for a society's trust in the system itself?